Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to this whiskey review here on the channel where today we're going to continue our mini-series into the Rampur Single Malt whiskies from India, and we're going to be reviewing the second expression, which is the Rampur Double Cask. Mr. Bananas has got it tucked away, but this one over here is the Rampur Double Cask. Now you can't see the label because again these labels are pretty much just look like a screen print, but the Rampur Double Cask is the second one to join their core range. In the last video, we reviewed the Rampur Select. Now, if you have missed that one, I'll kind of leave a playlist in the top corner. Feel free to go and check that out. And that way you can stay up to date because I'll have the whole Rampur whiskies. Every time once I've uploaded everything, you'll see it all there so you can catch them all at the same time. Now, the second one in the range, this is Rampur Double Cask. It is a no-age statement whiskey in my review style structure. And I do get a lot of people asking me, Jason, especially with their Indian whiskies or Asian whiskies in general, even with Kavalan, why a lot of them no-age statement whiskies. The reason behind this, the Indian climate is a lot hotter than it is here in up in Scotland, in the UK, in most parts of the world. So naturally, whiskies are going to mature at a much faster rate. And a whiskey that can say take 10 to 20 years in Scotland may take only between 7, 8, maybe up to 10, 12 years in Asia. So you have a massive difference in maturation speed as it is a lot quicker. So a lot of the whiskies you'll probably see, instead of them putting a 5-year-old or 6-year-old age statement on the whiskey, they just keep it as no age statement because they want you to explore the quality of the liquid, not just look at an age statement on a bottle. So getting back to my review style structure, this is a no age statement whiskey. In terms of ABV, this is bottled at 45% ABV. Now in terms of the cask combination to make this one, this is matured in, I believe, to what I remember reading, is 2/3 of this one is in American oak barrels, American oak barrels, and 1/3 of this one is in European sherry oak barrels. So you've got the combination of the two to make the double cask. Now the distillery itself is the Rampur Distillery, or also known as Radico Khaitan Distillery, and they're located in Uttar Pradesh in India, so northern India. Now, in terms of price point, I'm going to put a full-size bottle up there. It's approximately about £55 here in the UK. And in terms of exclusivity, it's not exclusive because it is part of their core range, so you should be able to buy this one. Now, in terms of the price point from this one and the Select, which was the entry-level one, there's only a £5 difference, which I think is really good. So, without further ado, let's dive straight into the nose on this whiskey. Into the nose. So to start us on the nose for the Rampur Double Cask, for me on this one, I'm getting a lot of toffee characteristics. For me, this reminds me of almost like toffee crisp, or what this called toffee popcorn. So you get a brand over here called Toffee Crisp, which is like a popcorn in like a packet. It reminds me of that, this where you get popcorn and you coat it in a nice layer of toffee. You do get apple, but again, it's like a toffee apple. It's like when you're at Halloween, you get a toffee apple character. And behind that, you're getting a little bit of what I'm finding, which I found rather consistent on the nose of the Select, is that rose water character. There's also a bit of a greeny and green bananas, that's it. Just took a little bit of time, but it reminds me a little bit like green bananas. From there though, when you give this whiskey a little bit of time, like I did leave this one in the glass for about 5 to 10 minutes before filming this video, it does develop a bit more of a darker character as well. When I say darker character, you're getting a mocha chocolate characteristic, almost like a vanilla bean frappuccino. So if you guys go to the coffee shops, you can buy that. It's like a frappuccino, but like with vanilla. And that chocolate mocha, that little bit of a coffee character, but it's ever so subtle and soft, is there also in the presence of the background of this whiskey. From there though, you do move into tropical characters. You get a bit of what I'm finding is like dried mangoes, a cantaloupe melon, like freshly cut cantaloupe melon, papaya, and there's even a bit on this one of this dark grape character, almost like the grape skins. And with a bit of time, and if you guys are drumming along with me, let me know if you tried any Rampur whiskies down below in the comment section. What do you think of them? But for me, on the back end of the double cask, I'm getting this characteristic that reminds me of cottage cheese with pineapple chunks. It just reminds me, because you get that here in the UK in the supermarkets, and it's just got that character. And it's something I used to try like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I used to eat that, and it just reminds me of that. Let's get into the part next. Slandry. Let's start things on the palate for this whiskey. Texturally, we'll start with the texture. For me, this one has a nice, again, a light medium texture. It's not really developed anything further into a medium or a full. However, flavor profile wise, you do get greeted with a spicy arrival. And it's not an intense spicy, it's a mellow spice. It's like a sweet clove and mouth-warming sort of spices. Say wood spices, a soft sweet cinnamon. From there though, you are getting a little bit of red fruits. For me, red currant. And after that, it's all faded away. You then get this sweeter, almost like a banoffee pie. If you haven't heard of a banoffee pie, it's a combination of bananas and toffee. Absolutely divine at this time of year. You can buy, I think, a little cupcake looking version of that in the shops here in the UK. But that banoffee sort of pie. If you love toffee, this is a lot of toffee in this one. But from there, you get this bit of a malty character, sweet malt. And then you get this dark, almost like wine gums. It reminds me of the wine gum sweets. But if you're trying the darker ones, it just has that lingering characteristic of almost like a blackcurrant jam that sits right in the center part of your palate. Finishing up though, you do get a bit of rose syrup. And for me, I'm getting like sherried fruits, but a bit dry, a bit dried sherried fruits. They're just being left out to just sort of dehydrate a little bit. Very nice on the palate. Let's get into the finish next and see what we have in store on the finish of this whiskey. Into the finish. So overall on the finish of this whiskey, overall finish for this one, I find it's rather short. It doesn't feel as long as I would have personally liked for the complexity on the nose, but the characteristics on the finish of this one, you do get that blackcurrant jam, you get a combination of that rose syrup, which is very interesting. And you get a little bit of what I find is like almost like ripe bananas, where you've left the banana for too long and it's just going a bit overripe. That bit of that overripe banana character. So overall, I'm going to give you guys my opinions of my score. And for me, this one over here is going to score an 87 out of 100. For me, this one is a little bit of a step up from the Select. You don't get as much of that. Actually, I didn't think I got any lychee on this one, which is surprising. I just got mainly rose syrup. So if you don't like the Select, that lychee character, this is a step up. This is more towards, I'd say, sherried fruits and that rose syrup with a combination of toffee. And I found toffee on nose, palate, and finish. Well, a little bit on the finish, but mainly on the nose and the palate. So overall, this is going to be an 87 out of 100. In terms of money, water, and time, money-wise, I think it's still good. It's in that price range of £55, which I think is still affordable. And it's really good to actually explore something different from their Select version. In terms of does it need water, does it need time? Personally, you can add a little drop of water. A few drops of water I found did reduce that spicy aspect on the palate. And does it need time on this whiskey? You can give it time. But giving it time will not develop the palate. It will only change the nose of this whiskey. So you can give it some time just to let the notes open up a bit further. But that's going to be my score. Me and Mr. Bananas give this one an 87 out of 100 for the Rampur Double Cask. Let me know what you guys think if you've tried this one down below in the comment section. And if you have enjoyed the video, drop it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of our latest videos. And leave some other Rampur whiskey reviews here on the channel. This has been me, JasonWhiskyWise, Mr. Bananas. We'll catch you all for the next video. Sludger.